Hello everybody, CritCrab here with a few short stories about mind-bogglingly insane DMs and players. I found a few stories that were way too crazy not to do, but they were too short to have one video all to themselves, so I'm going to lump a bunch of them into one nice video. Anyways, roll post. Hey everyone, long-time lurker, but I never expected to be a poster, but it got too out of hand. I honestly hope my now ex-group sees this. Anyway, so I've been playing D&D since 5th edition came out, and I have had multiple groups. Last semester of college, I made a new group with some classmates. I only knew one of them, but he invited me to his already established group. They were pretty alright to play with, but overall didn't take the time there too seriously. Which to me is kind of a bummer because I hardly knew these guys, and I was there primarily for D&D anyways. One thing to get out of the way is that we're all white dudes. They have jokingly said racial slurs to each other before, which I do condemn, but I continued to play with them regardless. That is, until the joke went too far. The DM has mentioned before that the N-word doesn't even exist in his world until he just retconned it in. He made the word suddenly exist, but it was what everyone in the world said to greet each other. After one full session of everybody just saying the slur and me being visibly uncomfortable, I announced that I was leaving the campaign. Everyone called me a pussy and said that they were just joking around and to not take it too seriously. I was pissed, but I didn't want to just go off on them. I just got my stuff and left. On the way home, I saw notifications of everyone leaving the Discord group popping up. I assumed to make a new chat or something. TLDR, old D&D group made the N-word a common greeting in his world. End post. While this is definitely racist and I condemn it, it's almost laughably bad. Here we have a bunch of edgy 5th graders LARPing as college students that think just saying the N-word is the perfect joke setup and punchline. This is something you tend to grow out of in middle school, maybe high school if you're a little late to maturity. But college? Anyways, regardless of when they will reach the self-awareness of a 14-year-old, screw these guys. Hi, I'll try to keep this brief. I usually spend my Fridays at a local hobby store playing D&D and Magic the Gathering. Over the years I've been playing there, I got a crush on one of the employees, A. She has a boyfriend, R, but I felt like I had to say something or I'd regret it, so I did. She told me that she was flattered but not interested. I'm not the type to give up, and my dad told me that persistence pays off. So I started bringing flowers to her every day, both at her work and at her apartment. I didn't stalk her, she lives close to the store and I've seen her walk home a couple times. She took me aside on Monday and told me that she felt it would be best if I dropped out of the D&D group she runs for the store. I asked her if she was also kicking R out of her group, and she said no, claiming that I was harassing her. Tuesday, I went in and complained to the store owner, telling him about the situation and how it's unfair that she's kicking me for having feelings for her, but not her boyfriend. I told him how unprofessional it is to hang out with her boyfriend at work. The owner told me that he would investigate and asked for my phone number so he could get back to me. That morning, I got a phone call from him that after speaking with A and the other employees, I'm quote-unquote harassing her, and he's decided to ban me from the store. I tried to tell him that they were lying to him, but he hung up on me. I want to sue him for punishing me for something that I didn't do. Is there a special type of attorney that specializes in this? Does the fact that I'm black and the rest of them are white give me any grounds for a discrimination lawsuit? This was posted in r/legal advice, and I have very few words other than that this person sounds absolutely mental and should get some help before he seriously hurts himself or others. What was also creepy is how casually he talked about crossing all of these incredibly personal boundaries, like visiting her work and home, while believing that this woman would sooner ban her boyfriend than OP. It speaks volumes about his entitlement and narcissism. This sounds like something Dennis from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia would do, but unfortunately, it's real. Okay, I'm gonna end this video with a nicer story. This one titled, How a New Player Ruined My Campaign and Became My Fiancé. Roll post. So I met this girl at Pride and we had spent the day together. I don't like being alone in crowds because of a medical condition, so I figured I'd tag along with her and she was pretty cool. so I invited her to hang out with me and my friends playing D&D. So we get to her first session with the group about 2 weeks later, and she shows up in a very revealing outfit that includes a fairly translucent top. I should also mention that I was 14 years old and the rest of the group ranged from 13 to 19. She was 16, and this took place in England. The DM would not stop staring at her tits as the game goes on, and the rest of the party, in character, is extra friendly to New Girl's character, a half-elf cleric who worshipped the god of redemption and could only speak when spoken to. Her character was actually super cool, and she played it pretty well as a sacrifice she chose to make and not magically forced upon her. There were times when she broke her silence and would be highly self-critical and attempt to right the wrong she had done, all because her character had been a corrupt noble's daughter who used lies and deceit to get rid of her family's enemies, so her silence was a way of atoning for her sins. But every session devolved slowly into the DM rewarding her and making sure she couldn't fail to the point everyone else felt useless. Eventually, she tells the DM during a session that it's ruining the game after she rolled a nat 1 on a charisma save and still managed to succeed the save against the big bad evil guy using dominate person to remove her from the fight as the healer. DM argued about it, saying he didn't want to punish a new player too harshly until she reminded him that it had been 4 months at this point. Other players brought forth their grievances of their characters being sidelined for her and how we all thought he was just trying to weirdly flirt with her. DM admits to being attracted to her and that he may have gone and favored her a little bit. To which her response was, "I'm gay. Honestly, I only joined this campaign because I had a crush on OP, but it was fun so I stayed." We all took a hiatus and she called me asking if I still wanted to be friends and that she didn't want her crush on me to end our friendship. I told her we were good and that I didn't quite know how to feel about her. Well, fast forward 5 years later and now we're engaged. End post. Even though the title might have been a little misleading as it was obviously the DM that ruined the campaign, this is the living embodiment of the task failed successfully meme and I like it a lot. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, please do leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more stories just like this one. Till next time.